today I'm going to be showing you how I do my hand-drawn nail art. So before I can actually do any of the art, I have to lay the foundation. So you'll just see me here removing the shine from my natural nail with a 180 sanding band. This is after I had already pushed back my cuticles, so you won't see me do that on camera. After I finish my prep, I go in with my dehydrator and my primer. My dehydrator is just acetone that I put into an old nail polish bottle, but my primer is the Kiss acrylic primer, and I'll leave a link to it in the description. Since I was going to be doing an almond shape on these nails and I'd never done one before, I figured it'd be easier for me to use forms rather than tips so that I could shape it easier, or I don't know, just file it easier if it didn't come out how I wanted. So here you'll just see me putting the forms onto my nails. After all of my forms were on, I went in with a second layer of primer to ensure that there'd be no lifting. So after that, I used clear acrylic to make the base for my nail because I'd be using gel polish to add the color. So this step was definitely the most difficult for me because I'm right-handed and I was doing this with my left hand. This scene's almost painful to watch because of how sloppy the application is, but trust me, it works out in the end. after the acrylic set and I took off my forms, I went in with some more clear acrylic because I didn't like the way that some of the nails looked like they were too thin. So I just went in with some more acrylic to make sure that the structure was built up correctly. After I was sure that the acrylic was set, I just started filing. I first went in with my hand file to see if I could get a good enough shape, but later you'll see me go in with my e-file. But this step mostly consisted of trial and error because, like I said, I'd never done an almond shape before, and I was using my left hand, so it made it a bit more difficult. So there are a couple of things that I kept in mind while I was shaping with my e-file that I thought would be useful to share with you guys. So if you want to reduce the length, like you'll see me doing a lot, it's like really useful to make sure you take in both sides evenly to the point where the point is not sharp, but like round enough to look like a nice almond. Even after I finished shaping, there were still some places that I wasn't happy with, so I just went in with some more clear acrylic to fill in any of like the awkward, uneven spots around the nail. So after that final layer of acrylic set, I just went in with my e-file once more to reshape the nail and to smooth out any imperfections I may have caused. So after I finished filing, I went in with my buffer to remove any scratches that the e-file may have left so that I could prepare the surface to draw over smoothly. So after I finished wiping off any excess dust with alcohol, I went in with my Lavender Violets base coat, which I'll leave a link to in the description. So after I finished curing the base coat, I started to go in with my color. So this color is one that I had to customize because I didn't have a gel polish or an acrylic in this color. So essentially it's just a nude that I mixed with a lot of clear to get a sheer nude type color. So I just went in with a second layer of the color because I didn't like how sheer it was, but you can add or remove layers based on how sheer or opaque you want it. So after I finished curing the color base, I got ready to draw my first design, which was the evil eye. So I used 3 gel polishes and 1 regular polish. So I used a dark blue and a light blue and also a white, and I only have a black regular polish, so I used that. All of the gel polishes that I used are from the Abert gel polish, and I have a review to them on my channel already, so I'll leave a link to both the polishes and the video if you guys want to check them out. So on the evil eye, I just first went in with bigger blue circles with the dark blue. After that, I went in with the lighter blue and made a slightly smaller circle. And inside of that, I went in with another white circle. And then with the very inside for like the pupil, I just used a small dot of black. So basically, you just alternate the colors in smaller circles. for the middle finger, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. I just knew that I wanted to do something with squiggles or lines. So I just took 2 pink polishes, one was light and one was dark, and I just started doing random squiggles until I figured out whether or not I actually wanted to do that. So you'll see me wipe it off a lot because I didn't like how it came out at first, but eventually I got the hang of it. So really all you have to do is just keep squiggling until you see that you like it. So yeah. So for the middle finger, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, so you can see that I started drawing on it, but then I changed my mind and decided that I wanted to do the French tip on the pinky nail. So that one was really basic. All you do is freehand the French tip with a gel polish, and I used the lime green one. So for this finger, it's definitely where it got the most tricky. So I wanted to do one of the Takashi Murakami flowers, but I knew for a fact that I could definitely not do that onto my, directly onto my hand. So what I did was I took the backing from one of my nail forms, and I basically just started drawing the outline of the flower. So after I finished doing the outline of the flower, I just started mixing colors to get each shade to color each petal. So this was also trial and error because some of my shades didn't match up how I wanted them to, but I just kept mixing them and started filling in the petals. After I finished curing and drying all of the petals, I just went in with a red gel polish to draw the mouth, and I went in with yellow to draw the background of the face. So after I was sure that all of the colors were cured and dried, I went in with base coat to basically seal in the design. So this is what helped me to be able to peel off the design from the backing and almost turn it into a sticker, but if I were to do it again, I would recommend using a thinner layer of base coat because the sticker was kind of bulky and it was really hard to stick onto my nail. While I was letting my flower dry, I started doing my thumb, and for my thumb, I just used an orange polish to do sort of like lava lamp shaped blobs. So after the base coat finished curing, I used scissors to cut the excess off of the flour. So in the next few scenes, you'll see me try and stick the flour to my nail, and it was really difficult because it wouldn't stick no matter what I used. So I eventually got it on, but what I had to do was use a file to remove the shine from the nail, and then I used both a mixture of base coat and nail glue to get it to stick on there. I also had to like hold it onto my nail for a really long time, and I used excess top coat to seal it in. Once again, this problem probably could have been avoided if I used a thinner layer of base coat, so if you do recreate this, be sure not to use such a thick layer of base coat so that it's more flexible. So after, I just went in with my Lavender Violets top coat and I was done. So I really liked the way that it came out. It was frustrating to do, but I liked the end result. So yeah, it also left a huge mess in my nail room. So I put a little time lapse of me cleaning, but yeah, that's it. So check out my Instagram if you want to see any of the extra pictures that I posted of it. So yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.